House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy toured the devastation from Hurricane Harvey today in southeast Texas. McCarthy will play a huge role in getting federal relief funds flowing to the people in the disaster zone. He joins us now from Houston. Leader McCarthy, thanks for your time. Describe for us what you've seen firsthand. While the images on TV are powerful, my guess is seeing the magnitude of Harvey devastation up close must be overwhelming.
I'll tell you, I've been through all parts of the cities that had the wind damage. I've had small cities where their entire water system has been knocked out. Other cities where their school, their only one, has been destroyed and had to be canceled. But every time I've seen the devastation from the wind or the downpour of rain, I've seen the outpouring of love and humankind from people coming from all parts of the country just to help, to hand out, and the optimism. So many of these first responders that I'm working with, I was with a mayor whose restaurant and house has been destroyed, but he hasn't even been home yet, just so he could help others. So the thing I find, especially in this convention center right here, I see so many families working together. I see them keeping families together from their animals. They have a little of everything for them, from mental health and on. Houston's going to rebuild. Texas will rebuild, but it's going to need help. That's why we'll go back into session tomorrow. Wednesday morning, we will take up the first relief package to go through, and we'll pass that in the House and send that to the Senate to get enough money for FEMA to keep working as the cities and counties get the estimate and understand how much help they do need going forward.
So that initial package estimated to be just shy of $8 billion or so. Are you expecting any drama on Capitol Hill, sir?
I don't think there'll be any drama. I sat today in a bipartisan with both senators, with congressional members on both sides of the aisle. This is where we put people before politics. That will be roughly almost $8 billion, but when we move the continuing resolution, which we can do this month as well, that would let us move the money forward and add another $7 billion to that as well to get that initial tranche to FEMA so these people can have the relief they need, because we are finding this is different than Katrina. More people are applying. It's causing more damage. Just here in this one county, 500,000 cars got destroyed.
Stunning. To the other huge news story of the day, sir, North Korea, a problem that has frustrated both Republican and Democrat administrations. What do you see as next steps from Congress's perspective?
Well, I think we need to speak with one voice. The president has been strong, has been warning not just America, but the world about this. This is why we have to bring more allies together. I think pressuring China to do more is a responsible thing for us to do, but we need to speak with one voice. You cannot allow this individual to continue to develop and harm the rest of the world when building these type of missiles. This is something to be taken very serious, but again, another item that we should put politics aside and work together to solve.
Tomorrow we expect President Trump to take action on deferred action for childhood arrivals, or DACA, likely to turn the issue over to Congress regarding what to do about these children brought here to the U.S. by their parents. Does this lead to immigration reform in Congress, and what about combining the border wall concept with DACA?
Well, everybody understands our immigration system is broken. Congress needs to act, and this is a role for Congress. That is one thing we could talk about. We need to secure our borders, but we also have to have an immigration system that works. And if I'm correct about what the president's action will take, he will give Congress 6 months to act, and Congress needs to do their job and solve the problem.
There's been talk of tying Harvey funding to raising the debt ceiling. That is, of course, never a popular vote with your Republican members. Here's Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin from Fox News Sunday.
The president and I believe that it should be tied to the Harvey funding, that our first priority is to make sure that the state gets money. It is critical, and to do that, we need to make sure we raise the debt limit.
Yet Republican Study Committee Chairman Mark Walker says, quote, what happened in Texas is a tragedy and it needs an urgent congressional response. Congress is united behind this effort, but I worry about jeopardizing an agreement with such legislative games. So what about the debt ceiling and Harvey relief being tied together, sir?
Well, we have to deal with the debt ceiling. We all know it within the end of this month. What the Treasury Secretary is telling us is because of Harvey, because we are putting this extra money out there to help those in need, you are hitting the debt ceiling faster. And that's one of the roles of the Treasury Secretary. I'm going to listen to him because the last thing I'd want to have happen here is that we pass a supplemental, a relief for FEMA, but because of the debt ceiling, we can't help those in need. So we know we're going to have to deal with the debt ceiling. We need to work through this and get this done.
Looking at September, there are only 12 legislative days that both the House and Senate are both expected to be in session. It was already expected to be a busy month before Harvey. How will you get everything done?
You know what? We'll make it happen. We need to stay some more days. We'll make sure we get it done. We're going to get the supplemental done Wednesday morning. We're going on to appropriations. We'll then get the budget done. After we get the budget done, we'll start on tax reform. We've got to keep this country growing, especially when you get a disaster such as Harvey with these lost lives out there. You're also going to have an economic challenge when so many refineries are down here and others, and Texas being such an economic driver for America. We don't want to have a misstep there. We want people to be able to get back in their homes, be able to build again, and make America even stronger. So we need to do our job and step up.
Leader McCarthy, what about tax reform? What is the timeline at this stage, and do you expect it to be major reform or just tax cuts, sir?
Well, I want to see major reform, and this is something we've been working on for quite some time. I'm here with Chairman Brady. It's something that we know economically we need to do. America is at a disadvantage with the rest of the world. We need to make sure we can bring the money back to America, invest in America, create more jobs. We will get that done this year. The first step is getting a budget through. Once the budget's done, we'll move to tax reform. Ways and Means has been working. Numerous hearings for more than 2 years on this. We are prepared to start.
Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy in Houston. Sir, thanks for your time. Safe travels, and I'll see you back on the Hill.
All right, see you there.